Thank you for coming, Brigarn. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose in the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. Okay. I'd probably pick Determination. Recruiting the Realm. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land, and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation has become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus I have been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scions' command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on my journey, and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members, while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the Bringer of Light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination is Limsa Lominsa. Well, it's like he said, it's gonna be time-consuming. So what, are we supposed to, like... We're supposed to, like, form an alliance? Or, like, form a giant organization ourselves? I thought we were already in an alliance of some kind. But maybe it's not, like, an official one. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with the Admiral Blosifwin. While the Admiral and I are finalizing permissionary boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of the organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach would reach many who otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticketing counter and that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Oh, so I get to do the hard part? Okay. So I get to do the hard part while while Alfino talks to the leader, or the admiral. Start with this place, the missing member. Oh yeah, I remember this. Hey, who in the bloody hells do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on that dandy Carvallian's door. Ooh. So I take it that's a no. He's the guild master. I remember talking to you several times. A precursor to a united Eorzean Grand Company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Naldic and Vimelis keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to the traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. What do I have to talk to you for? I've never heard of you. Well, if it ain't Brigarn, I'd not forget a venturer brave enough, or daft enough to seek the shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You'd remember old Royal, don't you? Formerly of the Company of Heroes. 3 whistles at Bronze Lake. It ain't often I drag me arse out to Limsa for a drink. But I'm right glad I did. How fare ya these days? You're looking to put together a new crew. Top tier work. Huh. Sounds like a right lark, it does. Alright, lad, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into me grave just yet. Hey, we got one. At least. We got one person. Oh, him. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there is a time to act and a time to watch. And I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. Well, we tried. Master Alfinode's new organization. Yes, I had heard the formation of his trial company was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Lominsa must needs receive my full attention. Yeah, I figured as much. Only one person agreed to join. Actually, yeah, he's at the airship land. Oh yeah, here he is. Brigarn, your recruiting went well, I trust. I am curious as to how my proposal was received by a rough and ready folk of Limsa Lominsa. Ah, a member of the legendary Company of Heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seats here proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall wait your arrival at Nafika's altar. Ah, there you are. My audience with the Elder Seats here is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more see to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter. Oh boy. Well, here we go. Oh, right, because this is where they held their events in Gridania. Much like at Limsa. Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Wait, Laurentius? Oh my god, it's you. I haven't seen you in ages. Oh, could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular patron at Buscarin's. Yes, I do remember. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if Gowl had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less said of the past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stand, the wood whalers have been naught more to do with me. This may just be the second chance I was looking for. Revenant's toll, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I am a changed man. Well, good for you. Good for you, then. I feel like I should know this person, too. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry, we were just... Oh, Brygon, is it? It has been some time since our paths crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then. But look how far you've become. Mother Mion tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order. Well, our cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildair safely home. That's nice. Oh, this guy. Oh, wow. I haven't seen him since we went to the mansion. I remember now. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions. I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young master, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear my responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. Aw. That's unfortunate. I don't remember who you were. 'Tis not often that guild officers such as myself gets recruited, and this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise, but its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized. Yeah. We are just about to get right on that. Hey, buddy. I got 2 recruits this time. What news, Brygon? For my part, the Elder Seats here was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer. Our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Ul'dah while the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. I swear, they would probably have us going through these 3 countries, or these 3 major parts of the map, like, more than 10 different times. Hello, buddy. Ulda, the Gilded City, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching for her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Okay. Lower levels, you say? Wilfred. Wait. You're the man who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't. I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Any road, that disaster really got me to thinking. About our homeland, and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easy I'd been manipulated, and vowed to make of myself a more worldly man, so here I am. A new company of champions. And you say it will take me to all corners of the realm. That looks exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I'm preparing myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Yeah, it's so true, my friend. Oh, I know you. You're that lady I rescued in the streets a while back from... What's his name? Buttface. Right, yeah, the guy that was being manipulated by the Amalja to bring people to work for them, for Ifrits and all that. Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me? Perchance, I am Orson. Oh wait, no, you're at the church. Never mind. The Church of Saint Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. Actually, no, wait, she was here. Never mind. She's just part of the church. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on Drybone's less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion Thancred, was it? Ah, 'tis new companions in seek, then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good. But my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. That's okay, my lady. Yellow Moon. I have no idea who this person is. But you look gorgeous. I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is this some new fashion manner of propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you are wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir. Well, that was random. Landbert. You'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. Actually, yeah, I've never been down this way, and this looks very poor. I know of this glorious new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved in it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin. By syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for just a cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Yeah. They probably don't get paid enough for this. And this random merchant. A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend. I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over. Let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Yeah, I figured as much. Alright. Let's go back to Alphinode in the promenade. That did not seem very much of recruits, did it? We really are going to be a new band of misfits. How fared you, Brygon? What hidden gems did the streets of Olda offer up to your unrelenting gaze? A single Alamegan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem to akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge, nonetheless. And the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Brygon. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed, and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the Syndicate's involvement. As was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all. But even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. As for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ulda is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the warrior of light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'Dan law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
I'm sorry, did they just leave the boat without me? Yeah, did Alfredo just leave without me? On his own airship? I thought he was taking me back to Mordana. At the Rising Stones. What, did I not just go with him? God, yeah. What is that guy ever gonna do with that Omega weapon? Hey, you took the ship off without me, I see. During that cutscene, Alfino, did you not have room for one more? In that spaciously ass-looking ship? That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations of the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Brygon. I am certain that the antecedents will be relieved to see you free from your duties. Or for your duties. Yes. Heretical harassment. Greetings, Brygarn. Alfino tells me all is in the place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alfino to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slaftborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him to see if there's aught he requires? We speaketh of the gatekeeper from outside. I wonder where Sid is. He's probably in here, because that's supposed to be his lab. What can I do for you, Brygarn? I thought you have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. Huh, I barely noticed your recruits arrived. 'Twas barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer to aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Slavborn, the shipment! We couldn't! Godswoman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions marked for the frontier effort. Whoop. How did that work? But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they have been heretics. There were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House Four Temps. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Brygarn, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Four Temps? I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize it contradicts my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. I thought I was going to take a little break. Thank you for understanding. I am certain Lord Harshvent will be glad of your assistance. I thought I was going to take a much-needed break from it, but here I am. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to go to Korthas. Well, here we are. See, I don't think that was that hard. I did even have to pay money, too. Well, well, if it isn't my fine friend Brygarn Misterall, would you care for a plate of roast caracole? Some mulled wine? No? I see you have not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspected the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. Yes, it was. When the cold sets in. Ooh. I do like that circlet.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Halone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Never really thought that would be, never really thought that would be voice acted, if necessary. Huh. Here's Drillmont. Brygarn, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly, and I am a man of action, and need no honey. I need words. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then. 'Tis a sad truth that the Wild's whereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence that this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a traitor was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow, and carried him to our infirmary, assuming he has regained the use of his faculties. The merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Should be upstairs. Ah, there you are. Tell you what happened. Why, yes, of course. I am quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly Blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to Whitebrim Forest when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze, and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They'll tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Return to Snowcloak. That could be a clue. Ah, yeah, here we are. I'm forgetting that I should be having my chocobo out. I just realized that. I should be having my chocobo out for this stuff. Because my popcorn should be leveling up while this is happening. Nice. Let's go, popcorn. I think I remember when I originally thought this place was going to be a dungeon for, like, way before. Well, it turns out to be a dungeon coming soon. Yeah! Draw your weapon, foul! Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You're come seeking heretics. Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have them cornered in this ravine, and yet they're gone. Vanished like icy wraiths. That must have been Iceheart. So she is here. It's the Snow Queen. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff? Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered the passage through the frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. 'Twould be best were we to return to Whitebrim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillmont. Okay. Okay. Bragarn, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. 'Twould be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Harshvent of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. I have arrived. Yeah.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart? Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Why, thank you. We much needed that second provisions. So now we head back to Revenant's Toll. Pepsi Cola. Brygarn, 'tis good to see you return to the Toll. How fared you in the frozen waste of Korthas? House Fort Tom is to send us a second shipment. I must send thanks to Lord Harshman for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphinode's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Yeah, new recruits better step up their game at this point. Brave new champions, or brave new companions. What do we get here? Probably nothing that I know. I could get this top hat. While you were away in Korthas, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed. Although Tataru does yet seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand? Frantic receptionist. She must have like a, yeah, she has a bigger desk now. These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my wastepaper basket. Ah, Brygarn, you startled me. You wish to lend me a hand? Splendid. Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphino if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. Oh, jeez. 8 uniforms? Jesus. Actually, now that I remembered, Alphino did the 3 leaders, or the 3 admirals, and I did like, what, 5 recruits? That still doesn't seem like it's enough. I would have thought there would be like a lot more recruits, ergo like it would have wasted a lot more time, but 8? Laurentius, I thought it'd be best to make my fellows here, but I admit I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. Oh dear. Ah, our new uniforms. I'm reminded of my induction into the Wood Whalers. I thought I'd do my part, but I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I do see one up there. I'm just double checking around this corner. Oops. Argmus. Scarlet Garb the Scarlet Garb marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hardy defender of Limsa, yet in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm, and though this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Oh, now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. Well, maybe I can wear it. but I don't want to give away this this warrior armor for anything. Little Alamigo could learn much from Revenant's Toll, that this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. I've never worn aught quite so voluminous. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. Come on, talk to him. Hello there, looking for me, was ya? I'd suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure I'd hear it amongst all the bustle. Your clothes, sir. Proper uniforms and all. This thing'll cut off the blood to me, Ed. Not to worry, though. I'm sure she'll be fine after making a few adjustments. And then... Alianne. Just gonna skip the dialogue at this point. Uniform, thank you. Truth be told, enjoy. I don't believe we've met. I am Ilbert, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding our lives. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There's no easier method of creating a common bond among what is, essentially, a band of strangers. See what I mean? It's a band of misfits. We're gonna be like this until we get our shit together. Yes, Brygarn. Ah, Tataru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assumed you'd now met the rest of the recruits. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there is such a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? 'Tis my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Brygarn. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one.
Is that really the name you came up with? I'm sorry, continue.
Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
Now this is my color. I still think I should have changed my color to blue in this armor.
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
Yeah, I definitely do like that dashing blue outfit. I wish I could wear it as like a casual outfit and then like just switch up to my armor in battle. That would be nice.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder, have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans? Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidel's silence portends naught but ill, I fear.
I thought she left me on red, though. I haven't seen my mother in a while.
Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Oh yes, brave champions. I have no idea what I want to pick here. Well, I think I have Thaumaturge, so I would pick this top hat. Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. I see the winds are changing. Bartandalus? Seems we have someone new that we had to look out for. Eorzea defended. That's impressive. Right, so let me see about if there is any new upgrades. Hey, there is. Oh, I see. Huh. Looks like I'll be wearing a different piece of headgear. I mean, it shows more clear of my head. So, boom. Traitor in the midst. Oh, okay. Looks like I am actually going to get rid of this warrior's armor. For good. Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding. But it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grain companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such time as a permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then more of current matters, in particular, the state of the Crystal Braves. Alphino did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault, and singularity loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Alphino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you would go to him, and support him in whatever manner you were able. Yeah, he seems to have putting in more trust in me than anybody else in this building. Just because I've been helping him more than anybody.